It's now official. Alex Jensen is coming home. One of the great players in Utah basketball history has been named the new head coach of the Runnin' Utes.
Alex Jensen returns to college basketball, but this time as the head coach of the Utah Runnin' Utes program.
We have reached into our past to develop our future.
Utah landed Kings assistant GM Wes Wilcox to be GM for the Runnin' Utes.
It's great to talk about it. We're certainly excited about it, but we know at the end of the day we got to deliver. And we got to put a product on the court that this community is going to embrace, and we got to ultimately win games, and we're confident we're going to do it.
I think you're still trying to do the same thing. No matter like the mechanism that gets you there, the thought process is kind of still the same about how you want to build it.
Body was just surrounded around pros and where I wanted to be at, so I feel like this was like I just had the best opportunity to go where I wanted to go, playing for them and playing here at Utah.
What advice I got from a lot of college coaching friends was to take my time, and I tried to do that, and there was kind of be methodical about it all, and I just wanted to build out the roster like I had done in the D League and I'd seen in the NBA, have it balanced, and there was a learning curve getting used to the portal and all of that, but I wanted to take my time and be deliberate and not rush into anything.
Coming from the NBA, I have a great deal of roster building, evaluation experience, but there's a lot to learn in the college game. So that was a big part of it. First order of business was try to re-sign Keanu Dawes. And so it really starts with KD.
Get it out of here, says Keanu Dawes. And one opportunity for KD. Yes, up playback KD.
It was just like the first introduction meeting. We just, we kind of talked basketball. Like obviously they wanted to know about me, whatever. But then we started, talking actions and talking sets and talking reads and stuff. And I'm like, okay, it's different than whenever other schools are trying to call their pitching to recruit. But, we're just having a good basketball talk. That's kind of what made me be like, all right, that's where I want to be.
So once you get the one piece, you don't want to necessarily replicate the same position. And then it was, the point guard was always kind of a priority. Not that we didn't look at or talk to other positions. So I think it was kind of like a step-by-step, because it changed. After every player or two we got, our focus kind of shifted.
There was a bunch of point guards that present themselves, but Coach Chill had a relationship with, I don't even know exactly the connection in the circle of Terrence Brown, but through his vast relationship network, Terrence Brown became one of many players for us to consider. And so as we're watching and studying these players, it became pretty clear that Terrence Brown was going to be a target for us.
Wes and I had a conversation. We started scouring about point guards, and I remembered when I was working in the NBA, I was a lot in the Northeast, and I remember kids from his league that kept popping up on some analytics stuff that I would get in the mornings. And I realized that he's from Minnesota, and he played on several AAU teams where I know the coaches or the directors of the program. So I started reaching out to them in the NBA, just trying to get some background information in case he showed up on our radar with our team. And then once I got here, I was like, oh, there's a kid who's really good at FDU. I know his people. So we called, dug in, and that's kind of how the evolution of getting Terrence Brown here. Well, after we got KD, that was huge because the retention and what we saw on his upside, especially the way we're going to play. And then once we got the point guard done, Wes and Al and I got together. We were still the only three at that point who were here, and we started talking about, okay, what's the next step?
Getting used to guys literally committing over a Zoom. Not having met, I think it happens everywhere, right? Not having met anybody or been here. That's the world now,
though. Me committing and then me coming on my visit, I was already committed, but it was just solidified,
Ready? Let's do it. Go, Daniel.
There's the Olympic torch. Now they light the torch.
Yeah.
So kept it.
And it was funny because neither of you said each other at first, but then like at the end, like you were very complimentary to each other. I knew you were doing it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Coach said, yeah, he was coming with you on the visit. I was like, wait, y'all recruiting ball? Then I asked him when he was keeping it a secret.
Oh, why me? No, you was completely serious.
And you know what?
We were like so crystal clear in what we wanted, and we just watched, and we ended up watching both of you guys a lot, and you just fit exactly the way we wanted.
It turned out that way.
Like not only play.
Alright, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Clean, I love it. There we go. Alright, can you do that again? I'm getting a different angle here.
And then you do this.
Yeah, no, we did this.
Like, because you know what? Like, as far as like, if he preparing him for the NBA, like, because you could post up and pass. You could be a pick, no roll, not even pick and pop, right? You have these guys. You just set up like.
Well, the whiteboard is really like that's almost more of a strategic roster building conversation versus like an individual player evaluation setting. What we're trying to figure out is what resources do you have? How do you allocate those resources in a way that give you the most versatile roster that you can present?
Hey, we got a freshman. We got a freshman, and to me, and maybe I'm talking myself, but like he's been the best player and he plays like it. People over there, but like being here and like guarding like these guys every day.
It's hard to believe that we have 13 players given where we were 2 months ago. With Al, Chill, I was the third guy. And then to get to that point to where we are now has been super fun and super rewarding. And now it's like, okay, we got to go deliver now.
What's up, dog? What up, Don? So what's up? Long flight, I'm tired.
This is our first week, so we're starting to get the guys in. First day we're doing anthros, just getting baseline measurements for guys. We're gonna set the foundation for some heavier training, get the guys comfortable with the structure and flow of our workouts, and just continue to build off of that as we advance through our off season.
Out here, man, Utah University, first day. We just getting everything situated, man, going through, getting that first week stuff out the way, man, so we can get to basketball, man. So feel good to be out here. It's a great day. Go Utes.
Just everything this week to get our guys all settled in, to make sure they understand how we do things, and also give them a glimpse into, if you want to be a pro, this is the process, this is how it happens, and that's how we do things here.
Every decision we make is we thinking about you guys first. I promise you, it's not like that everywhere. Because like I've been around this long on coaching and playing, I know my mentor had a great line. Players win games, coaches don't win games. So like all we ask is like the communications, and like everything we do, the meetings I had today, it has a you in mind. It's about travel, recovery, it's all about you. What's best for you. Sometimes you won't like all of it,
But just know that happens, and all we ask is the communication.
You know, I've gone through it. As the season goes out, like there's things you don't see. You bring the team together and you build a team, and like there'll always be a surprise of like you didn't necessarily imagine this kid playing this position. How the team evolves, and like how you get better, and everybody kind of finds their role. And most, you know, everybody being new, there's a lot more of that to happen. Like it's actually, that's a fun part of it.